And now I'd like to say something about coaching couples. The majority of people who present for couple coaching are couples. Of course, they're couples, but they're couples whose relationships have run into difficulties. It's not very often that you get a couple who comes along and says, "Oh, we're really happy and fulfilled and we'd like some coaching." They could probably do with it, but mostly that doesn't happen. You would get to see couples whose um, relationship has run into difficulties. Now, um, the way to coach such a couple is to look at the relationship once again, seeing it as developmental. If they've come to you and the relationship is in trouble, often by the time they get to you, they're kind of on their way to, say, a divorce solicitor. And the relationship has almost like, you know, really gone to the wall. So it's a bit difficult picking up the pieces then, but never mind, that can happen. So there are three stages to how you would coach such a couple. The first thing would have to be to stabilize the situation. You know, if one is really saying, "That's it, I'm finished. I'm ending it," um, and I just want us to work on wrapping it up. The other one saying, "Oh, well, I'd like it to work." Now, as far as I'm concerned, if the couple have married each other and if they have children, and so if there's a family involved here, then I would say it is useful for them to look and see, can the marriage or the relationship, can it be salvaged? Because people often feel like breaking up, and you know there's a lot of research done that on couples who were going to separate, or they had separated and got together, and find that they in fact did carry on to have reasonably happy relationships. So you would always want to check that out before people go to the very you know, very disruptive step of divorcing. I don't know who it was who said it, but somebody once said that getting a divorce is like taking a wrecking ball to your life. And for sure it is. I know from my own experience of my first marriage ending in divorce that it is hugely painful and very, very disruptive to families, and something to be avoided if possible, but sometimes it can't be avoided. So the first stage in coaching such a couple would be to get the situation stabilized. And there are a number of steps that you would take to stabilize the situation. Then, once the situation is stabilized, then you would coach the couple to become reconnected with each other. Because usually, by the time they've come to you or they're thinking of separating or divorcing, usually they are not able to connect much with each other. And that's part of the reason why they can't resolve their problems, is because become disconnected. And so they've been trying to sort difficulties and challenges out from the point of being disconnected. So the coaching would have to work at reconnecting them. Then, once they were reconnected, you would coach them in relating skills so that they can keep that connection going and they understand how to have a conscious relationship rather than just two people passing the time with each other day in and day out, week in and week out, but that they're actually living a conscious life and having a conscious relationship and having a conscious family. So that's the three stages that you would coach. Would be stabilizing the situation, working with the couple to reconnect, and then coaching them in relating skills to help them to maintain the relationship, but also to move them on to the next stage of coaching, which is bliss coaching.